technology.
Yeah.
And they did put out hundreds of satellites and space weaponry up there, but it was all to be used for the future when we're all surveilled, we're all into a global government. They were preparing it all way back then.
There you go.
And as I say, that's what the space shuttle really does. They're not getting worms or spiders and seeing if they can mate in space. That's for public consumption. They're actually repairing and putting in more of these surveillance satellites that will monitor us all. Yeah.
So there, again, the reason I wanted to kind of address this is very, very interesting, because I think that there is a connection between, as far off as it might seem, but again, as we have talked about here, the UFO enigma in a way, and the what has been known as, I guess, the fake alien threat or whatever. That actually connects, as you say, with the plans of this, of the incoming New World Order, or the one that actually is here. So this is something to, I guess, kind of watch or keep an eye on in that sense, to try to see what they're, trying to get across. I mean, there are. Have you heard about Project Bluebeam? I don't know if we talked about this earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So that is. Do you think that is potential? Potential.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I know it for a fact because I saw it used once.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I walked my dog a few years ago at night. That's when I was getting harassment from CSIS, that's our CIA here. And I was out with someone else who visited me.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a beautiful Northern Lights display, the Aurora Borealis.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing was, it didn't go the usual way, where it swept across the sky in different waves.
Mm-hmm.
It eventually concentrated right above my head, and a picture started to form of it was like it was literally someone with wings. And I thought, we watched it for 20 minutes, and never budged,
And this kind of came out of the Aurora, or?
Yes, and that's the techniques they're using. They can actually use the HARP technology, which uses the ionosphere and literally concentrate energies and create a form of hologram there. Well, the odd thing was, it was about 3 days later, a guy in Ontario called the Art Bell Show to say what he'd seen, exactly what I'd seen. Now, Art Bell has had all the most ridiculous things on the planet. He's had the voices from hell, a Russian oil rig.
Yeah, sure, I remember that.
And all
actually.
this stuff.
Yeah.
He's had the Knights for Satan, who's the real Satan, who's the real devil. All these guys phone in. And yet this one person from Ontario phoned in to say he'd seen what I'd seen, and Art Bell cut him off. Why?
Yeah.
I mean, he had much more ridiculous things than that on his show.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, well, there you go. Is that certain types of mysteries are, interesting, but others aren't. So
others are forbidden.
Yep. There you go. Yeah, exactly. So, well, anyway, this has been an excellent discussion, and I guess I want to kind of round things off now. I want to give you again, Alan, the opportunity to, of course, mention your website before we finish things off here. So for people who might be new and all this, mention your website for us, Alan.
Yes, it's cuttingthroughthematrix.com, and there's about 3 talks every week at least put up there for free download. There's lots of free downloads. There's also a few things for sale on a lot of these topics we discuss here, and you can also get a lot of the bigger shows I've been on too. There's radio and television shows on there.
Yep.
For anyone who's interested. Plus, you can look into the Alan Watt Sentient Sentinel .eu for the European translations, which are coming up now.
Excellent. So cuttingthroughthematrix.com, that's the main site, and again, we have Alan Watt on every month, every last Sunday of each month. And again, Alan, thank you so much for coming on for this time, and I'm looking forward to our next visit. So thank you very much, Alan.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you so much for subscribing to Red Ice Creations. We could not do this without your help and support.